Hello, beautiful souls. It is Diane Lang, Wisdom of the Akashics. I'm actually doing a reading today. It's been coming to me all morning. It's around 3 in the afternoon, so I've got the rest of, or some of my work done for today. And it's partly around the energetic clearings that I'm now offering. I'm going to be offering starting yesterday, the 30th of July, till the end of August, to start anyways. And they're my way of kind of giving back in the sense that I'm making them very affordable. And what happened in my story as a result of doing this energetic work. Yesterday I had literally like the most amazing experience. And I'm choosing not to share the details because it's just something that I feel needs to stay really close to my heart. And I need to allow what happened to settle and to, stay in the energetic resonance of coming to fruition. And that what happened it was directly, in alignment with what the clearing that I did work and what I asked to come forward. And it manifested itself in, a very short amount of time. And I'm not stating that everything that, when you do energy work, that this is exactly what will show up. But I can tell you that if you stay consistent to it, the more and more that you do it, it helps. But the energy clearings that I do are on such a deep level, and I do them on, third, fourth, fifth dimensional level, so that we're clearing all of those levels and clearing our Akashic records and everything that goes along with that in that portion of the story while I'm doing the energy work. So I'm offering those clearings for $55. And so please reach out. I consider them a fabulous investment in yourself and a gift to yourself. But it's really prompted me because of what happened to just do a reading and see what comes up. And I'm going to do the male energy, female energy, and then the joint, the union energy with the romance cards. So I'm using the angel tarot cards, and then I'm going to use my romance angel cards and just see what cards come through. Because I think they're, rather than pass on my story this time, I do think that there's going to be some information that comes through the cards. And so the question I'm asking is, what do we watch for? Like, what is it the cards can tell us when we do the energetic work and when we see that we have to be part of the story in an energetic way? And so that's my question. What is it that we can direct to our twin, be the male energy, the female energy, so whatever you are, if you're watching and you're the male energy, then that portion of the story, and then what you can do towards calling in the female energy, and likewise the female calling in the male energy. And so I'm going to get started here, and wishing you all a fabulous day. It's the long weekend here in Canada, and I'm not set up to show the cards and such at the same time, and this is just no surprises so far, you guys. Not going to even really read them, and I'm going to actually draw the romance cards after these cards are read rather than pull them right away. So the energy for the male cards that I'm calling up the male energy is, the first card that came up is the Seven of Earth. And it is, so you can see the Seven of Earth. What the actual card actually reads is seeds well planted. So after what I just told you and about the energy work and about doing the energy work, and why is the lighting so kind of dark in here today? Doing the energy work and going in and doing that on the third and fourth and fifth dimensional level, the first words of this card that come out in this reading are seeds well planted. So that's confirmation that that is what this work is doing. It's growing our garden over there while we do our work over here. And so that we have to understand and trust that what we do, and as long as we're participating in a heart level and energetic level, and not just a mental level, because the mental level is run by ego, and it keeps us mostly in fear and doubt and frustration and impatience and all of those, anger and all of that. And so you have to go to your heart. And so when I do the energetic clearings that I'm going to be offering you guys, or doing for you guys, it's expanding that heart. It's going into those levels, planting those seeds, pulling the weeds is what the clearings is, and then planting the seeds is what I put back into the energy story before I close the field, and then I'll pass the reading on to you. I'm not doing a particular reading, but I will send a message that follows. And then unnecessary worry. And so again, it's like if we're spending all our time in the mental story, I guarantee you, it's so unlikely that you're not in worry if you're in your mental mind only. So seeds well planted. So energetically, the seed that I planted yesterday and the seed that you plant in terms of bringing that story for you and bringing forth the male energy in the story is to really make sure that you're working on more than one level, okay? The second card that came up is Archangel Raziel, and it's the Hermit. And so this is really, again, kind of what I'm doing today, and kind of why I'm deciding not to share the full story in terms of giving you my specific parts of the story, but it's because I just want to take this in. It was so amazing. It was so amazing, and it happened in such an unbelievable fast time. And this card says, spend quiet time in meditation. And that's what this is about. So, the male energy, we need them to be able to do that. So if you're praying for them to be doing something, pray for them to listen to their hearts, to follow their hearts, to touch base with their hearts, to tap in and align with the story that's true in their heart, and get above the mental story and the fear. So spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching. Like I said, I'm drawing these cards after deciding yesterday to do these clearings. So this is just telling me this is the right direction for me. It's the right offer, and it's the right thing for you guys. And then self-discovery, because that's what comes out of these sessions, and that you are able to see, if you take the time to go into your heart, you will discover the beautiful parts of yourself and come above the fear-based programs that so many of us are operating from. So this card is the Nine of Earth. This card says, enjoying life's little luxuries. This is kind of what happened yesterday. I was in such joy after this experience, and in, everything that came from it, and how fast it happened, and how I was, just going to see if I can brighten the screen here a little bit. There, that may help, I don't know. It just seems very dark. Anyways, enjoying life's little luxuries. That's kind of what I did yesterday. I came home after this experience. I was actually here when the final parts of it came to fruition. And then I was supposed to go out yesterday, and I was going to go visit friends and go to an acreage, and I had a party to go to last night. And I just felt no. Sometimes we just need to spend quiet time in our heart. So after this experience, rather than going out and filling my story up with a bunch of stuff and not letting this settle in and not letting this come in and kind of aligning with it, I decided to stay home last night and just have a beautiful, peaceful evening, which I did. I got some of my housework done. I watched some movies. I watched 3 movies, cried in all 3 of them. And they were heartwarming movies, and that really hits home for my soul. So, and then it says successful self-employment. So this is again an affirmation for me that this offer is what is that's meant to happen, because I am now a fully self-employed person. I was an executive administrator for years prior to some health issues and my back surgery, and where I, earned a very good salary. I had full benefits and all of that stuff, and I've let it all go to follow my path. And by doing this, they're saying this is what you're meant to be doing. So if you're questioning that, if you're questioning following your path, first of all, that's what I specialize in and help people with. And certainly in my 12-week Soul Mastery program, we will get to some really deep stuff about that and rooting through that. And I'm not going to get hung up on the darkness of the video anymore. And so that is something that if you are somebody who feels you belong in the arena of healing arts and light work and a passion towards something that helps people, and you're not doing that, you're not doing it in full self-employment or partial self-employment even, you have some gifts and you either don't use them or give them away, then that is a program that you might want to really reach out to me, and you can go to wisdomoftheakashics@gmail.com and ask me, just put in the title Soul Mastery, and then I'll touch base with you, because there's a process to go through to decide if that program's right for you and right for me to have that we're a good fit together to work together. So that's the male energy, that the seeds are well planted. So stay with the energetic story, don't get caught up in worry, spend time in quiet meditation. When you do call forth and work on manifestation and your law of attraction, and you see the result, like write it down, put it somewhere, own it, take it in. Don't just go let the story get busy 5 seconds later and then you don't even remember that it happened, because that's actually very easy for us to do. And then enjoy the life's luxuries. Make sure that you're including yourself, and that you're allowing for enjoyment, and trust that you're the male energy that you're wanting to attract to. This is what you want to send them right now, you guys. Send them send them healthy garden, a healthy garden of seeds. So when you're sending them your thoughts, make sure that they're thoughts that are causing creation and union, not division and separation. And so the next and then enjoying this journey, because if we don't find any joy in this journey, then that just in and of itself is pretty much division energy. So in the female energy, I didn't even look at these cards. In the female energy, the first card that comes up is Archangel Chamuel. So we have 2 archangels so far, and it's the card of life experience. And this is again kind of reiterating what I'm saying, is that it's not easy to just decide to step out into your gifts and follow them and follow your heart. But what shows up when you do is so rewarding. And it's rewarding when you find that you're helping people and anything that you're doing. And if you love your job, I'm so happy for you. But part of this challenge on the earth right now is so many of us don't. We're stuck in the poverty consciousness of feeling that we won't be able to make it without that commitment or without that job. And it's actually not true. And it's not about quitting your job. It's about making your way to your gift. And that is what I specialize in. So, and I'm very, very good at helping people in that. So this one says a significant life event. I told you yesterday what happened was massive for me. It was massive for my story. It was massive for what I sat down yesterday and I did this energetic clearing so I can define what it looks like really clearly. I then wrote it. I wrote it out. I wrote what it is that I wanted to manifest. I wrote what I felt like. I wrote the story of what came through to me in the clearing. And then it manifested in no time at all. I mean, it was unbelievable. And then it manifested in about 4 different ways over when it finally started showing up, there was only about 15 or 18 minutes passed for the whole thing to take place. And it was absolutely amazing. So a power revelation that leads to change. This is all confirmation again that when you stick to the story and you allow for this truth to take place in your life, and you don't box it in as to how it's going to show up and how the universe is going to be able to make it show up for you, and give it to you restrictions versus just an open slate to come in and assist you. And then it says it's time to spread your wings. So I think this is about the female energy, the feminine on the earth. It's time for us to really step into our truths and bring our feminine power to the earth, the goddess power that is in each and every one of us. This is very important. And this will bring about a major life change, a powerful revelation that leads to change. So I got the story about doing the clearings. I went in and I actually did a full clearing in my own story to really see what that was going to come out like at the end of it. And I had a significant event happen around that. And time to spread my wings is to, stay true to this self and the story about doing what I'm doing in these gifts and helping people, and then helping people that come to me to do the same. The next one is another, oh my God, the feminine energy is 3 archangels, you guys, is the Chariot, Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is major energy on the earth right now. It says an important achievement, seeds well planted, successful, an event, a significant event, a powerful revelation, spread your wings, an important achievement. So this is for all of us. This is for everybody that's sitting in this story and sitting in the lower energies, that you can't stay there if you want this experience to come to fruition. And I'm not guaranteeing you that means that you're going to unite with your twin, but you will unite with your highest soul story. And when you do that, what unfolds is powerful and beautiful. We cannot stay in the energetic lower story and manifest light and love and power. We have to separate. If you want division, divide from those energies by creating the positive ones. So this is an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, and then public recognition. And public recognition, I think, is just about not even getting that necessarily as much to do with this particular story right now. But I do think that when you step out into your gifts and you start to do things and, follow your heart and make your websites and let people know that you're doing things. And I'm doing a 30-day video challenge on my Facebook page right now. I'm day 27 into it. I had a beautiful story that I shared today about kindness that I showed yesterday that got paid forward in a matter of probably 6 to 7 minutes. And in that 6 to 7 minutes is the first part of the experience that I had asked to manifest earlier in the day in my clearing. They actually happened in simultaneous time. Lovers. This is the third card for the feminine. Lovers. Archangel Raphael. So the female energy is the power of 3 archangels right now. Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Metatron, and Archangel Raphael. And it says intimate relationships. And this is what we're talking about. I'm on here today about the twin journey. Intimate relationship. Carefully weigh your decisions. This is part of what I did yesterday, is to, when I stepped out and did a kind act for some people, that actually brought forward. But I was going to, if you want to go watch that video, it's on my Facebook page, and I'll put the link below in the comments or in the little comment box. And I weighed my decisions. I got a very clear answer from the universe about, and how I got that answer just seconds before I made my decision. It's actually what power, it stepped me into my decision, was I got this message that came up on my phone right when I was deciding, do I do this kind act, or do I stay back and just kind of stay in fear, because a lot of people wouldn't recommend that. I did what I did yesterday, and it says do what is right, not what is easy. And I chose what is right yesterday, and then the amount of stuff that unfolded after that was unbelievable. And then good health. So this card is wishing us good health. So, and this is about the story about staying in good. People often think our health is physical. If I have something I have to go to the doctor for, or that I my body is operating, but it's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness is what matters on our journey. And if we're excluding any of them, it's kind of like a cog in the wheel that's missing from the story. You have to have emotional and spiritual mental wellness, not just earthly mental wellness. And so, it's like, call forth these angels, Chamuel, Metatron, and I'll be calling them forth in the clearings, because that's obviously part of why they're being shown to me. But it's about finding alignment with the intimate part of our with relationships. But I'm telling you that the intimate relationship has to first take place with ourselves. It's self-loving to do that. And when we love ourselves, we quit looking outside for other people to come along and feel that. And that, because those are just expectations that don't get met. And then they just cycle into a circle of over and over and over again of disappointment. And our law of attraction becomes a cycle of expectations, disappointment. And every once in a while you'll get a little win in there and you'll go, oh, well, I guess, this happened. But we have to take control of our own story. And being self-loving is one of the highest ways to do that. And everybody I work with, we work in self-love and looking at self. So anyways, I'm now going to pull a couple cards from the romance cards to just see what is the blending of these stories. What is the blending that's taking place? This is exactly what it's telling us. So the first card that comes up is make the effort, sorry. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So if you're thinking of doing an energetic clearing with me and you're worried about the $55, I'm telling you the barrier is in the poverty conscious of the $55, or you're not as clear as you want to be on whether or not you want the relationship to come forward. I'm not saying that I'm going to cause miracles for anybody or anything like that, but I am saying, and I said it in the previous video, they're connected, and it's why I've been brought forth to ask this and why I've been brought forward to ask it and do it for $55. I know somebody who does energetic clearings and they charge $275, and it would be nothing if the value and the price, if the work is good, and that's what that person is able to do, and they do it over and over again. And so it's okay. It's relative to but I've decided that I want to make this opportunity available for people and get the money story out of the way. The $55 is all it requires. And if you decide to go ahead with it, I guarantee you my heart and soul will go into that clearing for you. I will share my heart and soul into that clearing. I'm not going to give my heart and soul to anyone, because that would be incorrect to do. You don't give our power to other people. So great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So if there's other steps that you're guided to take, if the video's tweaked you to do something, go do it. But understand that you have to be part of the effort of the outcome. We cannot have the outcome with our own story with our own work being part of it. So be prepared to do some work to have this to come to fruition. And then it says, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So this reading is, again, it's all about, it's flirt. It's like, let the heart remain light. Don't get bogged down in the fear programs and the doubt, and they're never going to come and all of that. And as soon as you do, go do catch yourself. You'll hear me say this over and over again, and then go do something lighthearted. Go watch a funny movie. Yesterday I watched 3 movies, which brought my heart to tears, 3 movies in a row. And there was a beautiful story in one of them. And I'll try to pull this up for you just because it was such a great thing that came to me during my, when I was watching a video yesterday, because I was thinking about, I always tell universe, when I pick a movie, if there's that great message that can come through for me, to pick a movie that has a message in it for me. And then not only that, that I hear it. So I didn't get up and go to the bathroom at that point or something like that. I mean, that might, that's how specific I get. So this is a quote that came from that movie. I'm going to share it with you. And this was about who do we want to stay with when we're struggling. So if you feel like your heart needs to be somewhere that other than the partner that you're with and you're staying out of fear, then I'm telling you that the more of all of that's just manifesting. It's going to be it gets more and more difficult to walk away from because we're building the fear story, not the empowerment story, not the individuation story, not the willingness to follow our hearts and accept that other people are part of our story. But if you do the right thing for yourself and your heart, that will work out for you. It's not to say it will do it without some challenges and stuff like that, but this is the point here. And so the quote came through the movie was, there will always be struggles in life. You just have to decide who you want to struggle with. So there will always be struggles in life. This is the human journey. That is the energy of light and dark. That is the energy of love and fear. That's always going to be there for us, and both of them are there for us to choose on a constant basis which one we want to manifest and grow in our lives. You have to be choosing light and love and kindness and patience and forgiveness and happiness. You have to be choosing them more often than you choose fear and doubt and impatience and frustration and anger and vengeance, because those are what will continue to show up the most. The universe goes, God, they love this shit. They just love this shit because they never get off of it. So we're just going to let it play out. They're going to attract people that are going to bring us stories to can stay in frustration, impatience, and vengeance versus ones that let us stay in trust and forgiveness and joy and happiness. And so there will always be struggles in life, but just decide who you want to struggle with. And so if your twin is in a relationship that you know that they're unhappy in at some level, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, intimately, pray for them to come to the heightened awareness and the courage and the willingness to follow their heart about who they want to struggle with. Because if their struggle is just weighing their heart down, then that means that there may be a place for us to step out of that relationship, that it isn't our divine highest good to do so. And the final card is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. This comes up. I get a few things about this when I hear this. One is, as you reveal your innermost self, when you come into self-love, you start to accept the inner part of yourselves, the shadows and the light. And you have to be willing to come to terms with them, and you have to be willing to accept they're both part of your story. But which one are you willing to struggle with? So that even applies to our own selves. Which story are we willing to struggle with? Because it's always going to be, we still have to put effort into bringing positive energetic stories into our lives, but what are we willing to do? Are we willing to put forth and be vulnerable and allow ourselves to be seen to our soulmates and to our partners and all of that? So, but the bond deepens, and when it will deepen with yourself, and I can tell you that's where my journey has taken me. And a lot of people say, how do you stay positive, Diane? And I'm like, I work at it, and I'm not in positive emotions and experiences every minute of the day. I just constantly catch myself in them and then move out of them, and catch myself in them and consciously move out of them, which resonates for me. So my law of attraction starts to bring more positive experiences to me. So I have a lot less of those ones showing up that I have to be working on. And then as soon as you kind of come into alignment with one story, the universe goes, yay, she got that part. So now that goes forward. I don't really have to have that experience keep showing up. I don't have to have a man that I don't trust keep showing up for me, because I've developed inner trust for myself, for my journey, for my twin, for my ability to manifest. So distrust doesn't show up anymore. And then the next thing that is, the next layer of the onion will, so to speak. So your bond will deepen. and what happened energetically when I did my clearing yesterday, it was so powerful, the connection that took place. And I knew without question that our bond had deepened. And then it showed up literally within hours, that our bond is strong and solid and true. And it came from my energetic work and his physical work, his showing up in the physical. And so really, really pay attention to that. Know that, that is what will deepen the bond. And that is part of the energetic work. So I think part of the reason I meant to do the reading is so people can see that, there's both a physical, energetic, spiritual, and emotional story taking place. And we have to be deepening that commitment and that bond and those actions and focus on all of them. You cannot just go out and focus on one area of your life solely. And if you're certainly not doing any energetic work, the physical will just be overloading yourself. And typically when we're only in our physical story, that's the third dimensional story, the lowest story, the weight story. And that's the one that can be the most difficult to show up as. And so, my car's going the same way. Please be cognizant of that. And Diana at wisdomoftheakashics@gmail.com, and just write twin clearing in the box. I'll actually going to have a website with a link to go to that I'm hoping to get up very shortly here, because I really want to get through as many of these energetic clearings, because I believe with all my heart and soul that every time someone comes into union on the earth, in their heart story, we create the space for other people to follow. So it's my commitment to stay on true to my story, even when it's painful, so that as this unfolds and as that love unfolds, and that it does heal us regardless of the physical union, that as many people on the earth that can come through these stories, come into their heart, it allows healing on the earth on every level, and we help everybody when you believe that we are all connected in spirit. So that's part of it, is that you stay true to that. You stay willing to try to always be reaching for the higher story. This card came up on Friday night when I only pulled one card. So I just shuffled all these cards, however many times I just shuffled them while I'm chatting with you. And they've been reminding us that reconciliation is taking place. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Reconciliation. Reconciliation is coming into union. Reconciliation is you are reconciling what's happening. You are coming together in heart. Because if it wasn't reconciliation, this card would come up and say, something along the lines of separation and division, because those cards are in here. And that this is saying that by doing this work, this is what will happen. You will reconcile with your story. You will reconcile with your heart. You will reconcile your fears, and you will come above them. And when you do that, someone will return to your life. And in this particular journey, we're calling forth our highest partners, our divine sacred partners, our highest soulmates, our twin flames, whatever you want to call them. There's so much stuff being battered around out there. I don't want to box anybody into anything. I believe there's a difference between a twin flame and a soulmate, because I believe I have many, many soulmates on the earth, and I do not believe I have many, many twins. So if somebody has met somebody who thought they were their twin, and then in the end they didn't turn out to be, just realize to go to the story as to what it is, what parts of it that thought you were, and then call those parts to come in the highest way now. Because sometimes people are just in our lives to remind us of something, to show us that we're on path or off path. And just say, hey, I guess maybe I didn't have it right that time. It's okay. That doesn't make it wrong. Take the lessons from that experience, and then call forth your true twin to show up. Because I believe that we some people call what people that show up, or we call them false twins. I don't know much about that. I've never stepped into the false twin story, because mine's been so clear to me for so long. So reconciliation, and remember way back when we did the video about the numerology and the numbers that came up, and they came up for me this weekend, and it's that story about everything is resolving it. Everything in this situation is resolving itself beautifully for everyone involved. So you have to trust that the universe is working on our behalf, but they're not going to do it if we're not asking them to step in and help. And you can do that by calling in your angels and guides. You can do that by getting your Akashic records read. You can do that through clearings. You can do that through watching the videos. But I said on Friday night, if all you do is watch videos and go, oh, that made me feel really good, and I really like that, and I really resonated with what, that particular person said, but you don't go out and actually put into action anything, the physical's not going to change for you. That's just the fact. And I learned that one over many, many years of realizing that until I went and took action in my story, that my story didn't change. My mind could get positive. I could stay in positive energy longer, but the physical wasn't showing up with it because I wasn't doing the work. I could stay here, and I could stay in my heart in all sorts of time and space, and I could do it really well, and I can get connected to light very easily, and I can connect into other people's fields very easily when they give me permission to do so, and go in there and do some amazing work with them. But it's like I can sit here and do your clearing, but I'm going to give you some tools to follow up with afterwards, and those are on you completely. So I actually did mean to just quickly look up something today, and I'm going to do it while we're in the video because I wanted to understand the energy of 55, because I told you in the video I did the other night, I don't even know I was given the number. I didn't go look it up, but I do everything in duplicates or triplicate numbers in my prices, so that there's always the energy of that taking place. So I chose 55. Because I heard it. I didn't even go look it up. I didn't go, oh, that's not enough, or oh, la 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 la, anything. I just said, okay, it says Spirit says charge $55. So 55 is comprised of the power of 5, obviously doubled and amplified. 5 carries the vibration of energy, versatility, curiosity, facing challenges, learning life lessons, and activity. Making positive life choices and important changes. Activity is the word that we're talking about here. There was it's happened so often. I get information channeled, I speak it, and then it shows up in print in however many seconds since I said you had to take action. It's a message from your angels that it's time to let go of the old that is no longer positively serving you, and get ready for big changes to take place in your life. Release the doubts, the fears, the perceived obstacles, and look forward to new opportunities. So 55 is about standing in your truth, getting in an alignment with a positive change, taking action, having a positive attitude. And we can do that on an energetic level. And like I said, I did that and I got very, very good at it. But I also I came to realize that if I don't take physical action, and it's like if you want to meet a man and you never leave your house and you don't trust guys on the internet, well, just add up the equation. You're not going to meet the guy, and they don't sit on the front step of your house and fall out of the sky. And if he did, he'd be dead when he got there. So, because I remember a lady saying to me once that I worked with, she said, well, I'd love to see you with somebody, Diane, but you don't ever go out. And she said, do you think he's just going to fall out and land in front of you? Put yourself out there. And that was part of the thing about doing some of the work. And everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens by chance. So even though the reasons for the changes may not be clear, trust that they will fall into place for you. So again, it's reiterating everything will resolve itself beautifully for everyone involved. These changes will take place so you can break free from old restraints and constraints and freely pursue your mission and purpose as a spiritual being. The angels ask that you cast off old shackles and constraints. Be true to yourself. Live your life with passion and purpose. Be prepared for huge changes that's coming up again. So that's what the $55 is about. We're going into your energetic story and we're blowing a bunch of this crap out of the way. And then we're going to download and pull in the energy of light and love and commitment and passion and joy and unity. And then I'm going to give you some ways to go do the work. And you're going to go do the work if you mean it. If you mean it, you go do the work. You know, I do some really major work in people's Akashic records, and I give them some stuff to do and they don't do it. And I'm like, I can't help you with that part. That is your story. I can bring all sorts of stuff to the surface for you. We can do clearings. We can download and put back information that serves your highest purpose. But if you don't change a single thing that you do tomorrow, don't complain to the people around you that nothing's ever changing and they're still not coming and I still don't have the job and I don't. You know, and I work very closely with people. You can see I get passionate about this stuff when it starts happening and it starts coming up. And I don't write a single note when I do my videos. Somebody asked me the other day, you're joking. You don't just speak. You must have notes that you glance over at. If I'm reading a quote, I show you the quote. If I'm reading a card, I show you the card. I don't write notes. I decided when I started this journey that what I do best is channel information to people. And so I need to just allow whatever comes forth. And the other day I was told that that's what is happening. I'm channeling this information to you guys. I don't have a friggin' clue what I'm going to say when I start my video. I just allow it to come forward. And now we're at 42 minutes. So this is like getting a full reading. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Reach out to me at wisdomoftheakashics@gmail.com, my Facebook page, Twin Clearings. If you're interested in this work, I'm offering to have the clearings done right now. I'm offering to have them done within 72 hours, depending on how many of them I get. But I trust the universe to bring the ones that are meant to be. And I trust that I will have the time and the space to fulfill all of them. I'm offering them for the month of August. And I really highly recommend that if you're able to, you take advantage of them because they are a commitment that you're making to your story and the universe sees that. And the angels and guides are going to be behind you all the way in that story. So God bless. Thanks for coming to the videos. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the shares. You guys are making this journey very, very beautiful for me. The letters, the comments, the kind remarks that I get sent to me, honestly to God, I could just be in tears all the time if I didn't come into a way to handle my emotions because I'm a very sensitive person. And whether the heart is full of joy or whether the heart is full of sadness, I by nature am a teary person. And I started my video earlier in the other channel where I'm doing my 30-day video challenge. And because of the story was so heartwarming to me and the kindness that took place, I started crying in the video and I stopped and started over again because I just chose not to let that's, you know, a 5-minute or 8-minute video, I guess it is, on my Facebook page. So God bless you guys all. Thanks for coming. Reconciliation. This is what's coming. This is we are uniting. And the more of us that unite in this story, the more of us will bring forth union of other hearts and souls that bring light and love and unity to the earth right now. And we really do need it. And you guys know many times I've said I never claim to have done this by myself. I've always reached out when I need assistance. No, I can't say that's actually not a true statement. I always reach out now because I came to realize that I couldn't do this journey alone. I used to actually have an ego that stood in the way of me asking for help. So, but that story doesn't show up for me very often anymore. So God bless, beautiful souls. Take care, kindness and love to all of you. And please let me know, like, share, don't keep me a secret. That is one of the things my business coach is teaching me is, you know, she said, just tell people, like, you know, if people know that there's people that are in twin unions or in the soul mastery course or whatever, just tell people, don't keep me a secret. So share my video, share my channel, subscribe, like it if you feel that you want to contribute to that also. I'm very grateful for it. I can tell you that, very genuinely, very grateful for it. But marketing isn't my favorite thing to do. So she's teaching me how to do that so that I can get in front of enough people to help, you know, the people, and also to, you know, be in alignment with what it is I meant to do right now. And this is what I meant to do. And I'm very clear on that now. So thank you. If you do feel that I would be of benefit, my story or my help would be of benefit to other people, thank you very much for sharing it. And God bless. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.